Hey everybody, thanks for checking the video out. Keith 2 Guys How To. June went home, so I'm still out trying to get some stuff out of the yard here and get it fixed. So today I'm working on a Kawasaki. It's a Mule guy had gotten. Use it for maintenance. It's a 550 right here. And on the back bed here, if you look for the serial number, it's KAF 300, C as in cat. So it's a Kite Apple Frank 300, C as in cat. And it cross-references over to that, and then they also do the Mule 550, so you can look up your parts, spark plug, all that good stuff. But the problem today we're having is when he had to park so long, he had the emergency brake pulled over there, and the back cables that run around to the tires that lock just the back tires, it looks like there's some linkage right here that comes down, and this one's loose. But the problem he's having, when I picked it up, that brake over on the passenger side was locked up. So let's go ahead and get these tires off of here, figure out what's going on. Hopefully I can fix it here at the shop and show you how to fix it at the shop where we won't have to order any parts. Hopefully it's just a little bit of greasing, wire brushing, get it unstuck, a little bit of WD-40. Let's dig into this thing, get this wheel off. And if I'm gonna do this side, I might as well do the other side too. So let's crack into this together and see what's up with it. All right, and before we start taking that other hub off, let's just go ahead and loosen these brakes up here. This one looks pretty loose. This is the one I'm working on. We can go ahead and pull that out. And you can make note where your adjustments are, but that's fine. We'll tune those up. I'm gonna wait on this one. This one here goes to this wheel. So let's get this one nice and loose. That way the brakes aren't seized up at all. And get on over there and finish up on the side. Take this whole thing off, take the tire off. Alright guys, so I see where this is kind of going. I'm going to get it off as much as you can by hand. And it looks like it wants to come off some more if you shake it. But something back there is jammed on, so let's try to spin this thing. And I'm not going to bang it off. I got this gear puller here, it's a little one. And I'm just going to see if it'll fit up on there around this lip right here. I can try to show you this way, that way you can see it all go in. These little claws are going to go up around the edge there. Let's see if we can get it to stay. And the middle is going to go right in the middle. This axle's got a little dimple in it in the middle right there, just for a puller. And it's crazy that you need this to pull this drum off. But as you tighten it, it should pull it back off of there. Normally it should just pop off. And we're just gonna tighten it up and pull it. It pulls it right back. And it looks like the brake shoes are totally stuck on. And you just heard them click, that's why we couldn't get it off. This drum should come off of there. We can go ahead and wire brush all of this. Set this aside, here's your brake shoes here. Doing everything they're supposed to do. They're not too terribly wore, but let's try to just put a little bit of WD-40 in there. Just for now, we can go ahead and put a drip tray under here and use some brake clean and clean it all off, I think is what we're gonna have to do. But just for now, let's just put a little bit of WD-40, yeah, and you can see back in here. Try not to get it on the brake pads. And back in here is the linkage. And I can show you guys what's up here. You can see the linkage right here that goes back to the cable up in the front, and that should pivot. All right, and we're just right above the battery. You can see where this emergency brake is. The lever goes down, and you can see right here it's got a pivot arm here where the one's in there, and I actually started taking it out. I figured I'd show you guys. This one sits in here like this. This other cable sits up here like this. Remember, we unloosened it before. So let's go ahead and let's go over top of this one just like that. And that thing's gonna sit in there like so. And the other one, the other end of it sits up inside there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna undo this one first. You can see right there, it's got that little tab stuck to it. So let's just turn that and pop that out of there. And then we pop the other one out. You can see it's a double side. So the one cable here goes down to this side, and you got that other cable that we pulled out. Let me show you what it looks like. That other cable goes right on this side here. All right, let's go ahead and just take this other one. I'm gonna make note of it. Sometimes you can make a magic marker mark on the threads. I'm gonna leave the top side alone. Pull this out, get this back up in there the way it's supposed to go. I think somebody's been in here and they messed with this cable before. So that's where we want it. Let's slide these back over top. This was our main one that we were concerned about. Let's go ahead and tighten this one as well. And pull up on this cable a few times to see if it's bouncing back. I see it coming out, but it's just not pulling back in. And that's our problem. That's the whole problem. So let's go back to the back and find out why on that brake side of why this is not working properly. All right, let's just go ahead and hit this with some of that CRC, the non-chlorinated brake clean and parts clean. Just expose and see what we've got going on here. Maybe some of that dirt is hemming it up. All right, let's leave that there. You can see all the black that came off of there. So let me just see if we have any free movement on this cable. The cable might be routed wrong as well. Maybe it's not supposed to come down over this axle like that. I do see it moving. To me, it's not really doing much to the brake pad. Not like it should, but it is moving freely now. So let me pull on it a couple times and see what it does. All right, let's just go ahead and take this brake apart because I'm not feeling it, and I got to figure out what the heck's going on inside here. All right, so after taking a brake, got the cable, took the brake off. We did that together. I took the cable, it ran around to the front, and I took it off the pole handle on this unit, and I tried to get some WD-40 down in it, see if I could hold it straight up and down, and it just really wasn't cutting it. So after getting pissed off, I said, you know what, take a break for a second. I got some diesel fuel in a Tupperware container, and I wrapped that cable up in there, and I just kept letting that diesel fuel get down inside there, going round and around and around and around, moving it, getting that diesel fuel all down inside there. So then I took it and I straightened it out. I put it back in here. It's about the third time I put it in here, and I wrapped some rags around the ends so you wouldn't beat the ends down, and I whipped it on the ground a couple times just to break free, because that cable in there has like a plastic kind of liner around it to slide inside the other plastic hardcore liner that's outside that you see. So after I did that, I kept pulling it back and forth, back and forth. I'm going to show you on this last check, and I've got the spring to start springing back. So I'm going to order a new cable. If I wait a week or 2 weeks to get this cable in, and you got the employees using it, they're gonna end up getting that brake stuck on, wearing the brake shoes out, saying, oh, I didn't finish because blah, 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 it was locked up. So I think it's gonna work at least well enough now, and it will get better as it sits. And the Deisel is a good cleaner, and it's a great lubricant. So, and it's way cheaper than wasting a whole thing of WD-40 trying to get it down in there. If you use the PB Blaster, that stuff eats plastic up, and it'll go inside that housing and eat that nylon lining up that's in there. It's a white lining, and the cable will just freeze up. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna get some more gloves on. We're gonna get down in here and get this cable out of here, straighten it out. I'll show you that it's springing back, and let's get it on this unit and see if we got a 10-4 on this thing without spending any money today. All right, let's go ahead and take this up out of here one more time. Gently. I've got 2 pairs of gloves on. I'm gonna use 1 pair to get dirty, and then I'm gonna take these other set off. And I'm gonna show you guys the 2 ends here. So you got the spring down there. It really wasn't trying to pull through. It seemed like it was seized up. So I'm gonna go ahead and straighten this out a couple times. Like I said, I whipped it down on the ground like this, kind of break free and get that diesel fuel up inside there. And I'll show you the other end, the opposing end here, down on the ground. It's hard for me to pull because my gloves are so slippery. Let's see if I can get this underneath of it like that. So we've got some good movement now on its own. And I kept pulling this back here like this, pulling this end forward and pulling this end out. I'm actually liking it. I think it's got enough power now to, let's see if I can pull it even harder for you guys to kind of show you what's up. And that's springing back right there on its own. So I think it's pretty good. I'm gonna let that diesel fuel get down inside there a little bit more. And it's way better. I mean, it's 90% better than it was. I'm still gonna order a new cable, but for today and for the next few weeks, you can see right there, the more kink the cable is, the less it's gonna spring back. That's how I know this cable is bad. So if I hold this cable up in the air and I let out, it works fine. And that's how it's gonna be on the unit anyway. It's gonna be really long like that. So let's go ahead and hook this thing back up and see if it works. All right, so I got all the brakes back in. It's a little bit of a bear. It's the weirdest little brake system I've ever seen. I don't know why they even have it like this. They can make it more like a car, but they do. They got this little ratchet kind of thing here on this adjuster. But I'm gonna go and pull the emergency brake. We can get into that another day, and you'll see that the cable is working. This side actually works better than the other side now. So everything's good to go. I gotta adjust it officially over there where the hand control is. You got the 2 little set controls, but let's go ahead and get this hub on here and see if it's out too far for us to get this hub on. Let's see if these brakes are out a little too much. I think we can adjust them right here. Like I said, it's a quirky little system that they got going on. Let's see if I can just push it in here and ratchet strap that back a little bit. It's like a little ratchet tooth right there. So let's see, and that brought the brake shoes in a little bit more actually. Let's go ahead and make sure this one is down where it needs to be on the bottom. And let's see if this hub fits on one more time. One more time. You're supposed to have some clearance here for the brake shoes. Still pretty tight. Let's go ahead and make sure everything's where it needs to be. And I'm going to push this ratchet adjuster back some. There we go. Looks pretty good. I'll pull this out just a hair. and you'll see what I mean when you're in there. It's kind of a weird cam-like system, and you can see we're too tight right there. So I'm just going to go ahead and push that ratchet in just a little. Get this back on. Boom, there we go. So let's put that washer on, get this thing back together, and adjust the other side. And I'm not going to bore you with all that. I'm going to put a little bit of anti-seize on here, just because I put that everywhere. That way we can get all this off later. Hit this with that 27 millimeter socket. Spin this around. And tomorrow when June comes in, we can spin this and officially adjust the emergency brake a little bit, or I'll drop it down and rock it back and forth, pull it over there and adjust the nuts. So I'm pretty much out of here. I know tomorrow I'm gonna have to be fighting with this other side. And I took the brake off here to double check it. Once again, I'm gonna clean it with that CRC fluid, clean it out, get everything, double check, kind of lube just a couple little spots in here. You can grease them, they kind of touch right back in there. And we'll go ahead and adjust this. But as far as right now, I'm liking it. You can see everything's moving in there the right way on this one and on the other one. All right guys, so we are all finished. The brake cable, actually, I'm end up not ordering a new one. It works so dang good. I put it on and it actually works almost better than the other side. So I'm gonna take the other cable off this other tire on the driver's side, soak it down in some diesel fuel, and put it back on. And you can see right there, I lifted the deck up, which I should have done for you yesterday, and you can see where you've got your driver's side brake here, passenger side brake cable going over there. Everything's adjusted, and everything's kicking back according to plan. I rerouted the main brake cable on the side over there, took out some slack from it, and I got to fix some exhaust brackets that are broken on this so the customer can pick it up. Move on to the next thing. So fix it yourself, save that money. I'm Keith, Two Guys How To. Try the Deisel, soak the cable down in there overnight, or just even, I just did it for about 30 minutes, not even 20-30 minutes, and I whipped it on the ground a couple times to get that Deisel up inside there, to really sling it up in there and break out any kind of loose stuff that's up in that cable there. And I'm not going to worry about it. If he wants to change down the line, he'll call me, but I think it'll last a good long time. That Deisel will stay in there like WD-40 and just lubricate it. So until next time, check out the other videos. I'm out of here. I actually got to weld some exhaust and do some other things on this particular unit, and paint some hydraulic lift arms all before the sun goes down. And it's you can see it's coming. Peace. I'm out. Later.